You're just funny. It's funny, the way you tell the story and everything.
Funny how?
Come here, though. Yeah, he's crazy, see? Who are you?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Are you ready?
Okay, here we go. What is going on, ladies and gents? Hey, thanks for tuning into another podcast episode. Today's microcast, I just wanted to talk really quickly about maintaining good health and optimizing your health. And through a lot of other podcasts I've listened to and some research that I've kind of delved in specifically these last 4 to 6 months, because after I started not drinking alcohol and doing a lot more contrast therapy and some different techniques like journaling and things like that to help my physical and mental health, I kind of compiled 10 really easy habits to optimize health. And we're going to break these down real quick. It should be a relatively quick episode, so I encourage you to tell a friend, share this with somebody who might need to hear it, but I think you're going to get some value out of this. So we all know maintaining a good health requires a lot of effort and some commitment, right? But it doesn't have to be so complicated or time-consuming as we may think. I'm just going to share 10 easy habits that you can actually incorporate today, as early as today, into your life to improve your overall health and well-being. So habit number 1 is drink plenty of water. We all know this, right? We want to stay hydrated as much as possible, but staying hydrated is crucial for your body to function properly. So make sure to drink at least 8 glasses of water per day. If you're like me, maybe carry around a big Yeti or a gallon jug, whatever you can do to make yourself have little goals that you accomplished each time. Sometimes people take a permanent marker and mark those on the gallon jugs or their cup. So that way, when it gets to a certain point, you know you kind of felt that accomplishment where you finished drinking that amount of water. So to take a look at that if you can, but drinking water is very important, especially if you're over caffeinated. A lot of us, we preach not to drink a lot of caffeine. I've been trying to stay off it myself, but if you are consuming caffeine on a daily basis, multiple times throughout the day, it's more important that you are staying hydrated. Of course, the easy answer is don't have as much caffeine, but I don't think a lot of people are going to listen to that on this. So if you are drinking caffeine, just drink plenty of water. Habit number 2, get enough sleep. You want to aim for 7 to 9 hours, so that 8 hours is the happy spot. 8 hours sleep per night to give your body and mind the rest and repair that it needs to regenerate. So this is one thing I've struggled with over the years. I'd like to think I'm trying to get better at that, but of course, one thing which you can dive into this on your own research, but one thing that's helped me eliminate a lot of waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to kind of get that deep REM sleep is a couple things. So number 1, journal every night. And I do that beforehand, just kind of do a brain dump to get rid of everything. But also, too, I eliminate screen time. So I have this horrible habit of sleeping with the TV on, and I think I just like the noise. White noise machines don't work for me, so I'm trying to cut that out. But in terms of like your phone, eliminating that blue screen, that close-up blue screen, I usually stop using my phone for anything, not even to set the alarm at the house, not to make phone calls. I do not touch my phone if it's past 9 p.m. So at 9 p.m., it's a hard stop. I don't do anything. I usually try to go to bed like 10:30, 11 at the latest. So that's 2.5 hours that you're kind of cleansed before going to bed. So try eliminating screen time on your phone or any type of computer or laptop at least a few hours before bed. Steady show. Habit number 3, eat a balanced diet. You know, I talk a lot about this on the podcast, but you want to choose a balanced diet with a variety of whole and unprocessed foods that nourish your body with the nutrients that it needs. So if you're not taking in enough nutrients on a daily basis, of course, you could supplement that through things like athletic greens or greens powder, vitamins and nutrients that you could, take supplement-wise. But of course, we want to try to get it in our food, right? But the problem is we kind of have to put in these supplements because our food is just not as nutrient dense as it has been, 50 years ago. So we have to be careful of that as well. So the food that you do intake, if you're having 3-4 meals a day, make sure it's nutrient rich. Number 4 here. So exercise regularly. I talk about this maybe too much on my social and on this podcast, but you want to exercise regularly, at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise per day is great. And that's going to keep your body and your heart healthy. You got to think of your heart essentially as a muscle, right? It needs to be pumped. It needs to be, best example I like to say is if you have a car in your garage and it's just sitting for weeks and weeks and weeks on end, it's eventually, there's going to be a lot of things that go wrong with it, right? You want to go in there, you want to start it every time. You want to drive it around a little bit. You want to kind of keep things going, right? You want to keep the oil and you want to keep the gas flowing so it doesn't get it stagnant. So you want to make sure your vehicle, your body, your vehicle is running properly. In order to do that, you gotta get it out. You gotta stretch its legs a little bit, right? So some type of activity, whether that's just jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, doing something on a daily basis, is going to be extremely beneficial to your body, your mind, and your heart. I know it's tough, but just try. Habit number 5, take breaks from your screens, right? We talked a little bit about this, but too much screen time can actually strain your eyes and disrupt your sleep. So take regular breaks to rest and recharge. And I think that means, throughout the day, right? I mean, I work from home like a lot of you, I'm sure, do. You're on your computer, you're on your phone on a daily basis. I'm staring at the screen a lot, too much. So I try to take breaks. I try to stand, I try to walk, I try to stretch. That's why I do my workouts usually in the middle of the day to kind of give me a little break from the norm. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're taking breaks, you're getting outside, you get that vitamin D up in you. Number 6, practice stress management techniques. So whether it's through meditation, yoga, or simply just walking around outside, you could find ways to manage stress that works best for you and your schedule. But it's important that you practice these techniques and make it just like brushing your teeth. It needs to be a habit that you're forming every single day, so you're doing it every day without question. Habit number 7, get outside and soak up some sun. I just talked about the vitamin D, not just for your overall mental health, but also your immune system. Getting outside and experiencing that air, that vitamin D. Us Americans in particular, we're very vitamin D deficient. So, and a lot of that has to do with us not getting outside, and you can supplement for that for sure. But just like I mentioned earlier, supplementation is not as good as the real thing. So just like your vitamins and nutrients, you don't want to get that so much from supplements. You want to get that from food. Well, same thing here with vitamin D. It's better to get it from the sun than taking a spray or something like that. You making that step to go outside each day for 20, 30, 40 minutes a day or more preferably. It's just overall have been proven to be great for your mental health. All right, habit number 8, practice good hygiene. Of course, regularly washing your hands and practicing other hygiene habits, such as brushing your teeth and showering, all that jazz. It's going to help spread, illnesses, right? Number 1. But number 2, which is probably the most important, is just, again, good for your mental health, right? So creating these good, healthy habits are very, very important. Habit number 9, stay on top of your health screenings. So regular checkups and screenings can help you catch any potential health issues that may occur. So health screenings with a doctor, a professional nutritionist, especially as you get older, I would say, after you turn 30, shit starts to break down. So it's important that not only you do your checkups, but you also want to do your research. You want to do as much as you can to invest time and energy into your health. Because again, as you get older, it becomes more and more important because your body literally starts to die. As you get older, it's shutting down. Everything's got a shelf life. Your peanut butter does, so does your body. I mean, everything's going to go bad eventually. So it's important that you're maintaining that health. And, all these habits that we're talking about are obviously extremely important. To do that, you should get excited about it. And in order to get these habits and keep these habits, you want to have those little goals and some motivation. And I think a big reason to go to the doctor is to figure out if there's anything that potentially could go wrong and to find the solutions to correct those issues. So it's important that you do these screenings, but take action to do it. Life is awesome. And why would you want to shorten that? Especially something as silly as not taking care of your health. Number 10, and that's the last one. So take time to relax and recharge. Make sure to carve out time for self-care and relaxation, whether it's through some hobbies, social activities, hanging with friends, or doing something at home by yourself, doing nothing at all. There's obviously a lot of other simple habits that you can implement into your life to maintain a healthy lifestyle. But as always, you should of course, speak to a professional if you're dealing with any type of issue that I haven't covered in this. But, again, these are just 10 habits I think you can implement as early as today. So if you really care about your health and you care about longevity of life, start implementing these and that might help. So stay healthy, friends, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Oh, hey there. First of all, thanks for making it to the end of this video. Not a lot of people do, according to the YouTube analytics, but I do want to say thanks for listening to this. There's some more episodes if you want to check those out, and they're all just as good. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out those timestamps below to reference some of the topics I talked about, as well as some discount links to some of our sponsors and affiliates. But thanks for listening to this episode, and we'll see you next time.